Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial video for the Caged In solo rules. My name is Paul Laporte. I am the co-creator of Caged In, and this is something that people had been asking us for since we put out information that we were going to be doing the crowdfunding campaign for Caged In. My previous game, Book It, has a very strong solo following, so I think just by nature of that, we drew in some people who were interested in having some solo rules to the game. This actually wasn't meant to be a solo game initially. Dan and myself always meant for it to be a two-player game, but I thought it'd be an interesting design challenge, and I think we've come up with a pretty good solution here. So we are going to be playing a demonstration game of a solo version of Caged In. Now, if you are using Tabletop Simulator, you will notice that we have a special solo version now up on the workshop. I'll include a link for that right in this video, but that will include a few things. The first is the solo rules, which will give you the information that you need to play the solo game here. We'll also include some special dice for this. Now, if you get the actual physical version of this game, you do not need these dice to play. You can use a single six-sided die or multiple six-sided dice that are just different colors or different shapes, so you can keep track of the different tables for multiple rolls. But if you are playing it on Tabletop Simulator, and I will try and get this on Tabletopia as well, then we will have some special dice available for you that'll make things a little bit easier, but still, the information for the tables and the results for numbered dice rolls will be here in this rule book, as well as the actual different rules for the fighters. But for the purposes of this tutorial, rather than kind of going top to bottom through these rules, I'm just going to kind of go through a demonstration fight and explain things as we go along. Now, when fighting opponents, rather than choosing a specific card necessarily, there are going to be different types of fighter NPC fighters, and that will have their instructions detailed out on these fighter sheets. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to use Default Dave, the basic fighter. And we're saying, like, amateur newcomer fighter, doesn't have a fighter type. This is really just the character that's meant to get you kind of comfortable and familiar with the rules and with the flow of playing a single player game. So Dave has some instructions here, and every fighter NPC that you play against will have a certain set of instructions that they follow, and we'll kind of get to these as we get into the game, but they're going to have instructions for movement, they're going to have instructions for attacking, and they're going to have instructions for how they recover in their corner. And that will be all outlined here. Once you get into the other fighters beyond Default Dave, they are going to have fighter types, so your strikers, your judo, your wrestling, your submission. They're also going to have a little bit more complex movement and attacking properties, or at least different ones, that will determine how they react and how they fight differently from all of their other counterparts. So we will be using Default Dave for this. We'll close this up right now. And to determine how we start things off, we will just do a roll like we normally would for a game of Caged In. I'll roll for myself first. I'm going to roll a 1, and then Dave is going to go first. Dave is going to roll a 2, so Dave will go first. So for NPC fighting on the stand-up or the ground, the fighter does not actually draw a hand of cards. Their actions are going to be determined by a mixture of their fighter instructions, die rolls, and overturning cards from the deck. So to start off with movement, we are going to use this movement die here, and we're going to take a look at Dave's fighter instructions, and we're going to see that the first one says that Dave will try to move towards the center if the player is not adjacent to him and the center is empty. Both of those things are true right now, so Dave is going to try to move, and he's going to try and move towards the center. Movement's going to be real easy. All we're going to do is just roll this movement die and then move him forward the appropriate number of spaces. So we rolled a 1. We're going to move Dave forward 1. And then we're going to act pretty much as normal. We're going to start off, draw 5 cards. Draw 5 cards. Draw 5 cards. Oh, I may need to redraw the player zone here. Okay, let me just go ahead and do that quick. Zone. Hand zone. No, it should work. Oh, I never took a seat. Duh. All right, here we go. Change color. Take my seat. There we go. Shuffle up. draw 5 cards. And now we're going to go ahead and act as normal. So what are our options here? Oh, also for the purposes of this fight, I'm going to be a judo fighter. You could choose whatever fighter you want, or you can choose randomly for the solo game. I'm choosing judo because it's probably just at least the least card-heavy, rules-heavy fighter of them. So I'll try and keep things simple, but you can choose whatever you want. So starting off here, I've got a few different options. I don't really want to use up my Haymaker. I'll just go ahead and discard a straight, and I'll move. Now it goes back to being Dave's turn, and again, per his rules, he is not in the center, he is not adjacent to me, so he is going to try and continue to move towards the center, which he's going to succeed in doing here, kind of no matter what he rolls. So Dave is going to take the center, so we move Dave into the center spot. Now, as far as attacking goes, when we are attacking an NPC fighter, our actions are pretty much normal, as they would be for a 2-player game. So I'm going to start off with trying to work Dave over a little bit. I'm going to try and hit him with a hook to the left head. So now that we've played an attack, we have to see whether or not Dave will defend. And defending is obviously a little different than it is in the 2-player game. Because we are defending against an NPC fighter, rather than Dave playing a card to defend against us because he has no cards in his hand, we're going to overturn cards from the stand-up deck to see if we overturn anything that will allow him to block. What we're going to do is we're going to overturn 3 cards. Unless he's in his corner, then we would overturn 4, which details for that are going to be in the rules. We're going to overturn 3 cards, and then see if he can actually successfully block this attack or not. And he'll defend the same way he would that a normal 2-player game would go. If he overturns a left head card, then he will successfully block the attack. So we've got a sweep kick, we've got shoot legs, and we've got an uppercut to the right head. So he does not defend against the attack. So we will deal damage to his head. So shot goes to the head. And now that we have successfully attacked him, before we continue on with our combo, we actually get to choose one of these cards to discard. So you can choose based on, what you're attacking, what you want to draw. It's really up to you. I'm going to discard shoot legs. I don't want to have a lot of leg-based takedowns. And then you would take these other 2 cards, and then you would shuffle them up and put them on the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Shuffle bottom of the deck. And then because we have a combo, we can continue with another action here. I am going to... I'd like to do some extra damage to his head if I could. I think we're going to try and focus on the head in this fight. So I will go ahead and I'll play a flying knee to the right head. Try and knock him back. Try and take the center. Although with Dave taking the center, it's not that big of a deal. And Dave will try and defend in the same way. So overturn 1, 2, 3. So he is not able to block it. We do get to discard one of these cards after doing the regular Haymaker damage. So 2 damage to the head. Move him back. We'll follow up. And we'll discard the shoot legs again. Like I said, we'll kind of keep it focused on the upper body. So that will end our turn. We'll discard these. These 2 will go on the bottom. What I've been doing for Tabletop Simulator, rather than shuffling and putting them on the bottom every time, is I'll just have a separate pile here. That this is basically like my bottom of the deck pile. And I'll just kind of shuffle things up. And once this deck gets low, I'll put it on the bottom. But then this way you're not having to put 2 on the bottom every time. You can just you can kind of stack them up and then merge them together. If you're playing the digital version of this and you want to just shuffle the deck every single time, go ahead. I didn't want to put that as part of the rules for the actual physical version of the game, because shuffling your deck, the entire thing, every time you do an attack, it's going to wear out your cards very quickly. So you can put those on the bottom. But if you want to make it a little bit more random and shuffle the deck every single time there is an attack, then you can go ahead. So we've popped Dave with a couple good shots to the head. It is now his turn to attack us, and rather than playing a card to do so, he is going to use these red attack dice. So you'll see that these dice, there's a die here to determine the side of the body that is being attacked, so left or right. You will see that there is a die here that will determine the type of attack that it is, so take down, strike to the head, a strike to the body, or a strike to the leg. And then we have the special properties die, so it'll determine if the card has any special icons on it, or the kind of the phantom card, the fictional card. So we have the counter result, which if that comes up, then the next attack that they defend against will have the counter symbol on it. We have a blank result. We have the combo symbol, which will just let him roll again if it's successful. And then we have the... Oh, we need to add a haymaker to this. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and add a haymaker to that. Or I'll let Killologist add one to him. Or maybe he updated the dice already. But we'll go ahead and add that result to that. And if you look at your usual table, haymaker will be on a result of a 6 is where that will be. So we'll go ahead and soldier on here. Like I said, when you have your version, that will have a haymaker on there. Let's go ahead and roll the dice, see what goes here. And we've got a strike to the right head with a counter symbol on it. So if it's successful and we take our next turn, then they will counter us if we block. So let's take a look. We don't have anything to defend a strike to the right side of the head, so we're going to take that. And then we will set this aside, although we're only going to have takedowns here, so the counter die really won't come into play for this. But then we go ahead and go to our turn. So we've got a slam result here that will do damage to the body if successful, because we are a judo fighter. So we'll see if they manage to block it. Muay Thai kick, thigh kick, spinning back kick. They do not. So they're going to go to the ground. We're going to deal 2 damage. We'll do it to the left body. And we'll take one of these cards and discard it. Again, we'll get rid of the leg damage. And then we'll go to the ground. So we'll discard our other card that we have for the stand-up. We'll shuffle up these, put them on the bottom. It's a good time to do it. I like to kind of keep that face-down pile until you switch from one area to the other, and then put them all down there at the same time. Again, how you do that's kind of up to you. And because I am a judo fighter, all of my takedowns have combo, regardless of whether or not they have the combo symbol. So I'm going to go ahead and go first, draw 4. And now we're going to go ahead and attack on the ground. And attacking on the ground is pretty identical to the way it is on the stand-up, with the exception being that obviously they're looking to overturn a card with the same name as the card we played for defense, just like you would on the ground against a human opponent. I've got some damage to the left body and to the head, so I will try and continue to soften those up. We'll go armbar to the left body, and then Dave is going to overturn 3 cards from the ground game deck, same way he did in the stand-up. Heel hook, rear naked choke, triangle choke. So he does not succeed, so I'm going to go ahead and deal damage. And we will discard the heel hook. Get rid of the legs. Take the triangle choke and the rear naked choke. And I'm going to set these aside. Put them on the bottom a little later. Again, you could just put them on the bottom now if you want. Go ahead and shuffle those up. Just make them a little more random. Now, for attacking on the ground, that is different than it is on the stand-up. For the NPC fighter, we're not rolling dice. What we're going to do is we're going to overturn the top card of the ground game to determine what type of attack that they are launching at us, and then we're going to roll this ground game die to determine what they're doing to us in terms of whether it's fatigue, stand-up or submission, or a ground and pound. So ground and pound will deal damage to whatever's listed on the location of the body. Fatigue will deal fatigue. And this one, if you do roll this, then either if you are not in the susceptible to submission attempts zone, they will try and stand up. If you are, then they will attempt a submission on you. So that's how that works. So we'll go ahead and overturn this first. So Kimura, and then we'll go ahead and roll this to see what they're going to try. So they're going to try and do a Kimura, and they're going to try and stand up. So we would defend this as normal. If we had a Kimura, we could go ahead and discard that. And then bring the fight to the feet. But we do not. So we do still get our free ground and pound against them, as we normally would in a fight. I'm going to use triangle choke. I'm going to hit him with damage to the head, because that's where we're going to try and focus. And then we'll go ahead and discard our cards. Bring things up to the feet. I'll put these 2 on the bottom now. And because I am a judo fighter, I do get to go first in the stand-up, although I think I would normally in this situation anyways. So let's go ahead and draw our 4 cards. Okay, now we're back to the stand-up. We've got some head damage, we've got some left body damage, but that's a counter, so I'll go ahead and hold that right now. We'll try and hit Dave with a cross to the right head. Dave's going to go ahead and overturn cards. Right body, slam, right leg, so that is going to succeed, so we're going to hit Dave in the head. I will go ahead and discard this oblique kick. Put these in our little bottom pile. And now it's Dave's turn to attack us, so we'll go ahead and roll his dice. And then we've got a right body combo. So if we cannot block this, then it will continue on. And indeed, we can't. We don't have anything to defend against the right body. So we're going to take that damage, and we're going to roll again. So Dave gets another shot on us here. And that is going to be a right takedown combo. So the side doesn't really matter when it's dealing with a takedown. So now that we've rolled a takedown, we need to find out what type of takedown Dave is going to try. For this, we have the blue takedown die. So we do know it'll have combo, so he'll get to go first if it's successful, which I think it's going to be. So it doesn't really matter for Dave because he's not like a judo fighter, but we'll go ahead and roll this anyways to see what type of takedown it's going to be. So it's going to be a shoot legs for a takedown with combo. We can't stop it, so we're going to discard, and Dave is going to go first on the ground. So back to the ground we go. Draw up our 4 cards. We'll have our takedown die, or our ground game die over here. So Dave's going to attack us first because his attack had combo. It's going to be for a rear naked choke, which we'll roll this die just to see what it would have been. That would have been to stand up, which, you know, now we can decide really whether or not we want to keep it on the ground or keep it standing, because, I mean, you don't have to defend it if the option is there for you. But considering we have so much to the head, and we've got so many rear naked choke cards, I think it'll be tougher for him to defend. I am going to defend that, so we keep this on the ground. So we're going to discard these, and then I'm going to play a rear naked choke against him. We will do that for damage to the head, and then we're going to just defend that in the normal way. Overturn 1, 2, 3 cards. He has no defense to it, so we'll discard heel hook here. We'll deal 1 damage to his head. And then we'll set these aside for our little bottom of the deck pile. Dave's going to do his next attack against us. This is going to be another rear naked choke. Let's see what he does it for here. So that is going to be 4 damage to the head, which we haven't taken a lot of damage at this point, so I think I'm okay with him hitting me in the head. I would rather have the chance to deal more damage to him. I'm okay with that. So we'll discard this. We'll play a rear naked choke, 4 damage against Dave, and see if he can defend. 1, 2, 3. He does not. We're focusing the head, so I'll get rid of this triangle choke. This is a little bit of a double-edged sword, because even though he's less likely to defend your head strikes, you're less likely to draw them if you discard them. So that is, you know, there's a little bit of strategy involved in that. We'll set these on the bottom. We'll deal our damage to Dave's head. And then Dave will get to attack us, and we're not going to have a real good chance of defending this because we've only got 1 card left. Triangle choke, and that is going to succeed. Let's see what it's for. That is going to be for fatigue. So we're going to put 1 cube on our fatigue meter here. And then continue on. Armbar to the right body, really not focusing the right body at all, so I think I'll probably do this for fatigue. So let's see if he defends. Rear naked choke, heel hook, armbar. So that does get defended. So we will go ahead and discard that. If ever there are 2 cards that will successfully defend, if either of them has the escape symbol, then you would discard that one. If they're, you know, if they both have the tap symbol, then you can kind of choose. It's up to you. Usually, in most cases, if there is a tie, then you will decide what breaks the tie as the player. So armbar gets defended. These 2 will go on our little bottom pile we're building up here. And then we are empty. Our hand is empty, so the way that works, once your hand becomes empty in a solo game, always resolve whatever action is going on first. So, you know, if you're attacking your opponents, they get to overturn for defense first, and then once that action is completely done, then you draw. That avoids situations where, you know, you draw and end the round in the middle of the attack or something like that. If we run into a situation where an opponent is overturning cards and they hit the end of the deck, again, we're resolve the attack first. The opponent only gets those cards to choose from when defending, and then, you know, the remaining ones, if there are any, would go on the bottom of the deck, so you'd still have cards in there. If that happens, we'll get into that. But we've resolved this action. Now's a good time to maybe put these on the bottom. And then we'll draw up 4 cards. And now we're back here. So it is Dave's attack, because we just threw this armbar. So he is going to attempt to triangle choke us. And that is going to be for fatigue. We can't stop him, so that is going to work. And now, again, you know, we got a couple left bodies, and we're focusing the left body a little bit. We'll go ahead and play an armbar for damage. Overturn 3 cards. Heel hook, triangle choke, rear naked choke. None of those worked. We'll get rid of heel hook, and we will do 1 damage to his left body. Put these other 2 in our little bottom pile here that we have set aside. Dave's going to attack us. Kimura to our right body. Nah, I don't want him getting any extra damage, so we'll go ahead and discard that. We'll see what he would have done it for, but he would have done it to stand up, and yeah, maybe I would have let him if I would have done that, but I'm okay with keeping it on the ground here too. We're in a pretty good position. We'll go Kimura to the left body for damage again. Overturn 1, 2, 3. Kimura does defend that, so no damage to Dave. Put these in the bottom. It's only a couple here. We'll merge these 2 together again. And now Dave gets his attack on us again. Going to be tough for us to defend. Heel hook to the left leg. We cannot defend it. That is going to be for ground and pound, so that's going to be for damage. So we're going to take 1 damage to the left leg. And then lastly here, we've got Kimura to the right body. We'll do this for fatigue. We're not really working anything on the right body right now. So rear naked choke, armbar. Does not get defended. We'll get rid of the armbar and then deal 1 fatigue to Dave. And then we'll just put these on the bottom right now because this deck is getting pretty thin. Actually, so we've emptied our hand. Now we would redraw, and now the round is over because the deck is empty. So that is the end of the round. We go back to our corner. Dave goes back to his corner. And then we'll go ahead and reset the decks, shuffle them up. And then we will determine how we want to remove our fatigue and damage as normal. You get to remove 2 cubes from your board or draw extra cards if you want. I'll take 2 off the head. Now for Dave, in determining what he removes, you'll see this corner section here that says Dave will remove 2 cubes from the meter that has the most cubes on it. So in this case, there we go. In this case, that is definitely the head. We've got 7 damage in the head, so Dave's going to take 2 off. And that's going to refresh him a little bit. And now, so we'll shuffle up. Because Dave went first in the first round, we're going to go first in this round. So we'll draw our 5 cards. And we will be the ones to act first. Let's go ahead. 1 movement for all of these. We'll get rid of the... Yeah, I guess... No, we're not doing any damage to the leg. I'll get rid of a thigh kick. I'll move up 1. Then Dave will roll his movement to see how far he moves. He'll move 1. We will go ahead and discard this right body jab to take the center. Now, in the case of the fights with Dave, there's not going to be a lot of lateral movement. Dave doesn't really do much shoving. He doesn't really appreciate cage positioning. But if you fight the other NPC fighters, they're going to probably shove you a little bit more. They're going to be a little bit more active as far as that goes. But again, for this first fight, for this demonstration, it's going to be pretty straightforward. So now we take the center here against Dave, and then Dave is going to go ahead and attack us because he is adjacent to us now. And we're going to go ahead and have a takedown. Left side of the body doesn't really matter, but we will go ahead and roll the takedown die to see what type of takedown it is. And that is going to be a judo throw takedown, which we can block, and I guess we will block. I mean, I'm not really scared of Dave on the ground. I'm not really scared of Dave anywhere. But we've got some damage cards to the head, so I'll keep those around just to kind of continue to do what I want. So we're going to block that, continue on as normal. Left head kick for damage, no combo, nothing like that. So we'll see if it gets defended. It does. Even if you overturn a defending card before you reveal all 3, still overturn all 3 because you might have multiple cards that can do it. So he does block it with the cross. These 2 will go on our little bottom pile that we set aside here. Dave's turn. He'll go ahead and roll against us, and we are going to have a takedown again. He really wants to take us down. This one's going to work, regardless of what it is, but we'll just check and see. That is going to be a judo throw. So we are going to get judo thrown. We are going to go to the ground. Put these on the bottom here. And now we will go to the ground. Not a combo, so we do get to go first. I don't remember if I shuffled at the end of the round or not, so we'll drop. Okay, so we've got left body, we've got head, we've got some stuff that we're not really working on. So we'll go armbar left body first, see how Dave reacts. Rear naked choke, triangle choke, heel hook. He does not succeed. We'll discard a leg, and then we will flip these over. And then he will take the damage to his left body. And now it's Dave's turn to attack us. Rear naked choke is going to succeed. And that's going to go to our fatigue. It's starting to wear us down a little bit. Still in pretty good shape, though. Let's go ahead and attack him. We'll go to the other area we're focusing on, the head. Over turn 3. Armbar. Heel hook. No good. We'll discard another leg. Put these on our little bottom pile we have here. Shuffle that up. Deal 1 damage to his head. And now he's going to try and attack us. Triangle choke to the head. Again, that will be successful. And that is going to be for damage. So, round and pound to the head. And we're... we'll try and start working towards maybe a potential submission here. Especially if we get to the left body, we're going to build up some additional fatigue. So we'll do Kimura right body. See if he defends. Rear naked choke. Kimura. Okay, so he did defend that. Oh, we'll reveal the third one too. So that gets revealed. These get shuffled up. And then Dave's going to attack us. We're not going to have a lot to defend with. Rear naked choke's going to work. Let's see what it is for fatigue. All right, so now we're in -1 to our footwork. So Dave's actually kind of tiring us out here a little bit. So that is going to potentially, affect us. I'm going to go ahead and stand up here. Again, I'm a judo fighter. Throws are kind of what's important for me. So we'll play a heel hook to stand up. Again, we'll wait to redraw until we have completed the action. So heel hook, it is going to get blocked. Kimura and a triangle choke. So that's going to get blocked. These two are going to go on the bottom. We'll put these on the bottom now, just because we're drawing up. And then we will redraw to a full hand. And now Dave's going to attempt to attack us. Armbar, right body. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's going to do it to stand up, which I think I'm okay with, because I wanted to stand up before, so I'm going to let him stand up. But we'll deal ground and pound. So just like you would normally, if your fighter stands up, you get a free ground and pound attack on them. We're going to do that to the left body. So we're going to hit him with damage and fatigue. And we're starting to work down that body location. Bring things back to the feet. We will go first because he did attempt to stand up, and also we're judo fighters, so we always go first in the stand up anyways. Okay, no body, no left body, unfortunately. No throws yet. If we get a slam, this could be all over. But we'll go ahead and try and pepper the head a little bit. We'll go with jab to the head, left side of the head. See how he handles this. Okay, so he does block it. All right, so we'll discard the Superman punch. Get this out of here. And we'll put this in our little bottom pile here. And then discard the jab. And then we'll see what he gets against us. Okay, so that is going to be a strike to the right body, which we cannot deal with. No combo, so that does not continue. So take that to the right body. We'll go ahead and continue things on. We'll go with an uppercut to the right head. See how he handles that. Judo throw. Spinning back kick. Calf kick. He does not block it, so he takes damage to the head. It isn't a combo, though, so we won't continue. We'll get rid of this calf kick. And then keep these going. Shuffle those up. Now Dave gets to attack against us. Roll his dice. Okay, and this is going to be a takedown combo. Again, we have no takedowns to defend with, so it doesn't really matter, but for the purposes of... Really? Okay, for the purposes of the game here, judo throw. And that is going to have a combo, so we're going down to the ground. Dave's going to get to go first. I mean, if he gets a couple more fatigues, and he could potentially sink in a submission, we may actually be in trouble here. But if we can drop some left body damage, then I think we'll be okay. Which we don't. So this is Dave's go still, because he is on the combo. So he's going to try a rear naked choke to the head. What's he going to do it for? Let's see. It's going to be to stand up, which I think I'll let him do, and I'll hit him with a rear naked choke. So we'll put some damage on his head, and then we'll discard our cards like we normally would. And a change. I'll put these on the bottom here, and then we will draw 4 cards. Okay, a lot of leg stuff. A lot of old leg stuff, unfortunately. I guess we will do this. I guess we'll focus on the right here. Muay Thai kick, right leg. See if he defends. Right head. Slam. And left body. So he does not. We'll get rid of... man, I want to keep all of these. I guess we'll get rid of the right head. And that'll deal damage to... what was it? To his right leg. I think we got here. This is the heel kick that we threw here. Big deal. Okay, Dave's attacking against us now. Roll this up. And we're gonna have a shot to our left leg, which we'll just go ahead and block that straight up. Which I got no problem with that. We'll do a Muay Thai kick to the right leg. Again, try and wear those down a little bit. See if he defends. He does defend at least once. So we'll discard that. Turn these over. Discard this. Shuffle it up. Not a lot of defense here against Dave. And that it is going to be a shot to the left body with combo. So Dave gets to roll again. That's going to be a shot to the right head with combo. So he gets to go again. This is going to be a takedown with combo. So this is going to depend on what type of takedown it is here, whether or not we defend it. It is a slam. So now Dave is on his third action. The way that NPC fighters work, unless stated otherwise, they will always continue their combo if they have the option. So Dave is going to go on, but every action he takes beyond this is going to have the fatigue. Give him 1 fatigue, which Dave, I think, is pretty okay with, actually. So slam we go. We will draw 4, but Dave will get to go first because he was on the combo. So we'll see Kimura, which is going to be for damage. I'll block it. And now we do have armbar. We'll do for ground and pound to the left body. See if he can block it. Does. 1, 2, 3. So he does successfully defend there. So we'll discard those. We're pretty low on this, so we'll put these on the bottom right now. I guess technically we've got to shuffle those. Okay. Now he is going to attack with a triangle choke to the head, which we are going to take for damage. Pop. We're going to fire back with a rear naked choke to him. Overturning. We only get to overturn these 2, but this will not end the round because there still will be at least 1 card in the deck when we do this. So this is successful. We'll deal damage to him. Sure, we're hitting his head good. And then we will choose to discard this triangle choke. We'll discard that. He will attempt this triangle choke against us. This will be the last card in the deck for the round. And we'll see what he does. That is going to be... well, maybe not, actually. This is going to end the round either way. He is going to go ahead and stand up. That's a little bit of a rule anomaly. I might add in something later on that if it's the last card, maybe he just he just doesn't attempt to stand up there. But we are going to be able to block it. But that is still going to end the round. So we will go back to our corners. Into the third round we go. We're in pretty good shape, but we're starting to get a little tired, so we'll remove the fatigue here. Dave is getting beat up all over the place, but he still has the most damage in his head, so he's going to take 2 off his head meter. And we will shuffle everything up. Shuffle this up. And now we're on the third round. Dave did go first in the first round. We went second, so Dave will go first again. So he went first in the first round. We went first in the second round, so he'll go again. Shuffle these up. It's a very satisfying noise. We'll draw 5. And Dave's going to go first. No restrictions on moving for Dave, but if for some reason he was, like if he was in the -1 to all footwork moves section, then you would see his movement reference that says if he would move 0 or less spaces, don't move him, and instead remove 1 fatigue from his damage meter, or fatigue meter. And then that way he gets a little fatigue back, but he can move as normal, so he'll move 1 space. And we'll go ahead and move against him. Lots of takedowns here. No slams, though. Really like to try and put him away, but we're just not drawing what we need to. We'll move shoot legs to move forward 1. Dave will roll against us, and he'll move forward. He'll take the center. And then we will... we get a strike here, so we'll try and just sidekick him to the left body. So see how he handles that. There's a slam, damn it. Slam, shoot legs. So that will be successful, so he will take 1 damage. He will take 1 fatigue. And then we'll discard the sidekick. We'll discard shoot legs too. Move these to the bottom. Dave gets his attack roll on us. So let's see what he gets. He is going to get a strike to the right head that will have counter if the other one gets defended. So we will take that damage to the right head. Because we can't defend it. Then we will elbow strike him to the left head. See how it goes. If he does defend this, then he will counter strike us. Sidekick. Cross the left head, so that does get defended. So we do take a point of damage to the head. Discard the cross. Discard the elbow strike. These go to our little bottom pile here. Shuffle those up. Dave's attack. He will attempt to take us down. Now, we do have 2 different counters here, so we may want to block it. Shoot legs. So we can defend this if we want. And I'm going to say yes, because if I'm going to take him down, I'd rather judo throw him, and I'd rather do some damage. So we're going to defend that. And then we're going to judo throw him, or at least try. See how he handles it. 1, 2, 3. So it does not get defended. We will discard this Muay Thai kick, and then we will deal 2 damage to his head for throwing him with the judo throw, because we are a judo fighter. We'll put these on the bottom. Okay. And now we'll go to the ground. We always have combo because we're a judo fighter, so forgot if I shuffled those. Draw 4. And no left body. Okay. But we do have some head, so we'll... waka waka. We will triangle choke. We'll try and do that for damage. See if we succeed. 1, 2, 3. We do. So we're going to hit him in the head. We'll discard this Kimura to the right body. We'll put these in our little bottom pile here. And we'll discard this triangle choke. He is going to attempt to rear naked choke us. That is going to succeed. That is going to be for fatigue. So he's going to do that. Let's go ahead and try and heel hook to the right leg for fatigue. Reveals an armbar, Kimura, and a Kimura. So that will succeed. So now he's -1 to his footwork. We'll discard one of these Kimuras here. Put our little bottom pile. Overturn rear naked choke. That is going to succeed. It's going to be for fatigue again. We will armbar to the right body for fatigue. Heel hook, Kimura, rear naked choke. That will work. So we're starting to work him into submission attempt here. So that may be what we do here. He is going to triangle choke us, which we cannot escape. And it's going to be for fatigue again. So, I mean, he still might sneak out of submission here. Something crazy happens. Heel hook left leg. Let's see if he blocks it. Rear naked choke, triangle choke, armbar. He does not. We will get rid of one of the head ones. We'll do that heel hook for fatigue as well. So now we've got him susceptible to submission attempts. We will draw up 4. There we go. All right, so he's going to attack us to the right leg. Heel hook. Can't defend it. That is going to be for damage. Right leg. All right, let's try and put him away. Armbar, left body, 4 damage. We'll put these on the bottom here. And overturn 3. Heel hook, triangle choke, rear naked choke. Bam, we got him. So Dave has been KO'd by damage to the left body. And that is that. So that is a sample run through of how you play a solo game of Caged In. Again, we will have other NPC fighters besides Default Dave that will stick to the actual fighter rules. They'll be a little bit more focused on maybe movement, controlling, you know, playing to their strengths, as it were. But this is just kind of getting you familiar and comfortable with the solo rules. So again, I will include the link to the Tabletop Simulator Steam Workshop for the solo setup. You can just use the 2-player setup and just rearrange things how you want to. It's not necessary to do it, but this puts things on the Steam side, gives you a little more horizontal space, makes things a little bit easier for you. So you can go ahead and do that. And of course, if you haven't done so already, I'm also going to include a link to our Caged In GameFound page that will take you to the crowdfunding if you want to back this and actually get this on your table. You know, we're going to be doing that through the end of April, so hope to get you as a backer. Again, if you are a solo player who wants a physical copy, we will have some special dice available as an add-on pack for you. That's going to also include some extra NPC cards. That's going to include those pro-level fighters, those champion fighters for you as well. And also, by the time you check this out, yeah, we'll go ahead and fix this and make sure there's a Haymaker symbol on there for you. Didn't come into play really too much here, but you know, just to make sure that we have everything complete. So that is it for me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.